is a tell everybody a little bit about what Cottrill Creatives actually does. I know that you do a lot for us, like outside of your main focus and stuff. But how was this created? Like, what made you get into kind of this social media side of things? How do we get to where we are today?
Yeah, absolutely. I know I see a lot of familiar names and faces in here from onboarding, so it's nice to see everyone. I got started actually in college. I had an internship at a resort that we used to visit in Anna Maria Island, Florida. So I started doing their Instagram, and at that time, it wasn't really heard of to have like a social media manager. So that's how I got started with it. And then after college, I thought, I can make a company out of this. Why not? So I started reaching out to some smaller businesses, offering to do like free websites, running ads for people for no cost, doing a lot of management things to build up my portfolio. And as that started, moving forward, I moved into the Tampa area, and we do a lot of business here with smaller businesses, but we've kind of transitioned into paid advertising, more websites, and content creation. So we do a lot of photo shoots down here for different companies as well. So always making sure people have a lot of content. But it's been a little bit over 4 years now since I started it, and we just brought on our seventh team member. So it's been awesome.
Congratulations on the growth and stuff this
Thank
up
you.
to this point in your life. And so I want to come back in and talk more about how people can work with you if it's something that they need for 2025, etc. But as we talked about, right, I always want to add value to this group, right? Whether they decide to work with me, with you, or not, right? I want them to take something away of value on this call. So, and we had talked about that. How are we gonna like? What are things that everybody should be doing? What are we going to educate everybody on here today?
Absolutely. I think one of the main things, and this is just in general for any kind of business, if you're a real estate agent, if you have a side business, you should always be active on your social media. People are using Instagram, TikTok, Facebook more as a search engine nowadays than they are Google. So, think about when you go to a restaurant, are you actually looking it up on Google, or are you looking it up on social media? I know the first place that me and my friends are going is social media. So same thing goes for your business. It's your online portfolio. Same with a website. So that's the one thing that I think everyone should have. You should have an active presence. If you're not actively posting, it looks like, you're not doing business, or you're not actively posting listings or transactions, education. You really want to showcase your knowledge. That's why people are going to want to work with you.
And so being active on social media, let's talk about that, right? Because some
Yeah.
people might think they're active, right? And they do it once a week. What does being active mean? And where I want all of you guys here on this call to think about, right? Like, what is your current social media plan? What is your marketing plan? Just like your business plan, you should have action items every single day that you have to get through for your business to grow. And everything on social media should be the same thing, right? Like, I have a social media plan that complements my business plan on that we're posting every single day, right? Like, I have a schedule mapped out. Like, I know like the stories that I'm going to do. I know the content that I'm going to do. But Emily, like, what does being active on social media mean to you?
Yeah. So it differs for everyone. The main thing that I have people do if they're confused about what they should be posting, that's one of the first problems is they don't know what to post. So you want to create some content pillars. I say pick 4 different buckets that you want to have for content pillars. So that could be educational, it could be entertaining, it could be testimonials, and then you could find a 4th pillar that relates to you. That's how you're going to want to structure your content to go out each week. So if you wanted to, make a notebook or put it into a Google Doc and plan it out that way, you're going to want to hit those 4 pillars each week. That's what I say as a goal. If it differs per platform, the amount that you want to be posting on. So I would say if you're just starting, 2 to 3 times is a great goal to be posting on your socials a week.
2 to 3 times. And so when somebody, right? So you talked about some of the problems that people have already, right? If they don't know what to post, right? Because people don't want to post something stupid or that doesn't align with them.
Mhm.
What do you suggest for coming up with content ideas?
Yeah, and that's one of the main problems I actually run into with working with people is that they are not comfortable in front of a camera, or it does take a lot of kind of giving them ideas where it's not so face on that they're taking these videos. So it could be like little B-roll videos, which is, you filming like a task that you're doing. So it's you walking into, an open house, or you signing a document, things like that you can record these little snippets of videos and actually edit them into something. So it all just has to start with a plan. If you don't know what kind of content to take, I suggest finding someone that you look up to on social media, or you like their profile, and brainstorm off of their profile. It's not copying, you're taking the same idea and making it your own. So you can always do that. And I think that's the best way to visually see inspiration like that.
So, I mean, that's a really good point, right? Because literally, we have like Tom Ferry, Tony Rock, right? I have a list of people that I follow. When I see something that really aligns with me, I will take that. I will send it over to my VA, and I'll be like, "Hey, can you put this into a script for me?" Right? Like, can you just transcribe this? And then, guys, like, we're going to be doing a lot more with AI and stuff this next year, but use things like ChatGPT. If you don't know what to post, right? Like I just typed this in, right? Like I'm looking for short content ideas for real estate agents to add value and provide value to their client base, right? And right here is 10 things that pop up right away. Market updates, your December market snapshot, what's happening in your area. If you're like, oh, well, I don't really know, literally repost that one and be like, in Houston, Texas. And it's going to come up with all of this. The average home price is doing this. Can you fill in with the data and create a script? All you have to do is keep digging on this side of things until you get something that hits home for you, right? Like now I have an entire script here with the median home price of Houston is approximately 319,000, reflecting a 3.2% increase, right? Right now, guys, is about education for your clients. This market is shifting. There's a lot of agents that are not comfortable with the changes and are going to be left behind in this marketplace right now. This is where you get ahead and show people that you are super relevant and that you're going to continue to be here and continue to add value. But Emily, do you use Chat GPT? That's just the easiest way for me to advise people where to come up with things. Literally, it's a brainstorming session with me and myself. Like when I get onto Chat GPT, what are your thoughts on something like that?
Absolutely. For our clients, we actually send out prompts for them to film themselves. So we give them ideas. A lot of those ideas do come from, AI, because AI is able to see what's trending. We're able to tweak it a little bit to give to our clients to record videos. So you can use ChatGPT just for open-ended questions too. If you don't feel comfortable reading from a script, a great way to do this is asking it for open-ended questions. So that way you kind of really give yourself, showcase your personality in a way of, okay, it's not rehearsed, you're talking, you're actually showcasing what you know about the market that you're in, the neighborhoods and restaurants in the area, things that people can really relate to and get value from. And ChatGPT is a great way to pull those questions.
Very cool. So have a plan. So from what I'm hearing so far from you, Emily, is like one, you have to have a plan, right? And you have to be on social media, right? Maybe that starts with 2 or 3 days a week. Maybe that's a day a week. Maybe that's twice a day. That is up to each of you guys. But the first part is have a plan, something to schedule, something that you can follow. And then make sure that you're consistent with that, guys. Like we talk about consistency all the time on doing the right things every single day.
Mhm.
Beautiful. So that's our first part. What else should real estate professionals and stuff specifically be doing, or that you see as holes out there in the marketplace?
Yeah, I know you mentioned at the beginning of the call the Google profile, which I think you guys talked about last week. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's definitely essential because that's another search engine that people are going to pull you up on. So Google profile and your social media accounts should be updated and active. And the third would be a website. Websites are still very present. They definitely show credibility and a trust factor too. So you should have all your information on your website and also linking your socials on your website. That way it's all a marketing funnel for you. And then if you wanted to add in some paid advertising, that's a great way to, boost your posts and increase your exposure to people that are within your demographic that you're looking for.
And what, like, when we talk about paid advertising and stuff, do you like, is there an average of budgets and things like how much do people spend on something like that? And do you have any idea about like the return on investment that people get from that? Or is that just something that you think is something that should be part of it? And, or can you calculate a return on investment?
Yeah, so it differs what platform you're running ads on. So we do Meta ads, which is Facebook and Instagram, and then we do Google ads, which is the search engine. So anything that you guys see on Google when you search and it comes up sponsored, that person is paying to run those ads. Google's actually great because anytime you're getting leads, they're already warm leads. So they're searching for what you already offer. So that's a great benefit of it. They are a little bit more costly. So I would recommend a budget of no less than $500 a month on Google. If you're on Facebook, that's where the budget can go down a little bit, and you're going to get more of a reach and exposure from Facebook. But it's not necessarily warm leads. There are people that may be interested in what you had to offer. It's harder to track a return on investment on Facebook and Instagram than it is Google, but it's a great way to increase the likes and the follower count on your profile by spending anywhere from, I would say, like $75 to $150 a month. So just a little bit extra to get your post out there more and to expand your profile.
Okay. And I mean, just like Latanya and stuff, right? When you have a lot of listings and stuff like that,
Yeah.
this is what I will tell you guys is we will all have a lot more listings over the next 4 to 8 years, right? We're just getting into this cycle. The most important part, and where I feel like a lot of agents missed the boat last market cycle, is they got fat and happy just taking those listings and they never leveraged them. They never built a database. They never did any of these things that are business building 101. And then a lot of those agents got out of the business, right? They'd sold thousands of real estate transactions and now they're out of the business, right? This is the opportunity as this market shifts. I was on a call yesterday. We're kind of in the messy middle right now, right? Like where we had these lawsuits and stuff come in the beginning. A lot of people are like, "Oh, it's not going to matter. It's not going to affect us." The lawsuit went, not in real estate's favor, short term, and so now we're in this spot where man, people are like all of these rules and regulations, etc. Eventually, this is going to be the new normal, right? So this is where you can be educating. How many of you guys have talked with clients that have a totally skewed concept of what this settlement actually means, right? Oh, I hear I don't have to pay commissions, right? Like, you hear all of these random things that aren't really viable because they're being educated by other people. This is your opportunity to educate and add value to your clientele and make sure that you're at the top of the list and stuff there. Now, Emily, you work with a lot of different businesses. Like, how do you help real estate agents and stuff specifically when you work with them?
Yeah. So real estate agents, they're different than a lot of the other companies that we work for. And that being said, we really like to be creative and make sure that our real estate agents that we work with stick out on social media. So it's always about finding what's trending, some fun new ideas for them to film, and making sure that they're like the go-to source of knowledge for their area and the zip codes that they serve. That's the main goal is to grow their online presence in their area. So when people search up real estate agent, they're coming up with the most traffic, the followers doesn't really matter too much, but the most traffic on their page and engagement, and that'll lead to overall more leads. So that's what we try and do most. If they want to get into paid advertising, we do some paid ads on Facebook for them, or on Google, boosting like a Google profile so they show up in the area when someone's searching for a real estate agent. But it's all about keeping your socials fresh and trending, and making sure you're consistent. That's the biggest downfall on people's socials, is that they're not consistent. So it is a long game. You really have to be consistent with it.
Okay. And this is where I'm assuming that like you're constantly looking at where these algorithms are changing, right? The rules and everything like that, because the cheese moves at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So like that is such a big part of keeping up with those trends and stuff there. And if you guys haven't been to, Emily and Regina actually host a call every Tuesday and Thursday for all of our agents to help get all of their systems and stuff set up. What time is that on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Emily?
It's 11 a.m. Eastern.
11 a.m. Eastern, so 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. Is it the same link for both days? And could you put that in the chat box by any chance?
Yeah, it's different links for both days, but I'll add them in there.
Okay. And I want to, if you guys have questions on social media problems and stuff that you guys are going into, I want to open it up for questions and stuff to Emily, right? Because this is what she's doing every single day. And this is where we learn from others that are better than us in these particular categories and stuff there. So I want you guys to think about those and, raise your hand and stuff, and I'll call on you here in a second. But if agents in this group, wanted to work with you more, wanted to have more of a social media presence, wanted to kind of have an intro call and stuff with you, what would be the best way for people to reach out to you and figure out what the right way to work together is?
Yeah, so the best way would be to reach out on my website, which I can add in the chat as well. It's just cottrillcreatives.com, and or on our social media page. So that would be the best way to get started. And how that works is everyone comes to us and we get on a discovery call, and we really fit to what the person needs. Everyone has a different need on social media. It could be to get more business, or it could be to grow their page online. So it just depends on what their goal is, and we kind of formulate a package that best fits the client.
Okay. Are there any hacks right now that are just killing it? Any trends, anything that's sticking out amongst other things right this second?
So not really a trend, but algorithm changes, which is important to note. Hashtags aren't really used as much anymore. So what you're going to want to do instead of using hashtags is adding keywords into your caption. So before it was, 8 to 10 hashtags was the, best spot to do for Instagram. But now you want to make sure that your captions have your keywords in them already, and the algorithm will automatically, use that. So you want to stop using hashtags, which is pretty groundbreaking in our world.
Yeah, because that was everything for about 5+ years. Guys, that's huge. And think about how that relates to last week's conversation. That is all that we talked about, was having those keywords in your description, in your bio, in your reviews, when you respond to reviews, right? So this is why, I wanted to kind of stack these, because there's a lot of these trends that will apply. Now, this will change, but this is the new trend. Does this last for a year or two? And Emily said this best, right? I actually was listening to Leo Pareja. He was sitting down with Inman the other day on his Roadmap 2025, and they were talking in 3 to 5 years, Google will not be the #1 search engine anymore. And Emily had already made light of that, right? Is that people are starting to search on Instagram, on TikTok, at this, like if they're looking for restaurants, if they're looking for this, right? And so I think that will continue to develop and adapt and stuff there. And I want you guys to be positioned ahead of all of that. So with that being said, what kind of questions do you guys have for Emily at this point in time? Again, she's part of our group. She knows a lot of you guys, and we can reach out all the time. I see her website and stuff in there, but what kind of questions do you guys have for Emily when it comes to social media? All right, let's start with Robert. Go ahead and unmute there, Robert.
Yeah, good morning. One thing that I have a trouble with in, say, like Instagram is I'm not sure if I should be targeting like a sphere of influence for followers, or should I just be blasting it out to everybody and anybody in all businesses? Is it better to have more, or is it better to have quality?
I would say always quality, whereas that is also another change. Is it used to be more. It used to be like post, 5-6 times a week, but now you're seeing, posting 2 to 3 times a week works well, and it's all about quality content. So you want to make sure that you're sharing educational content that people are going to get value from. That's the biggest thing, and that's what I tell most people: is don't just post a post. You want to be strategic about it. So really niche it down to your audience.
So on that, Emily, we've talked about keywords and stuff a little bit. You see some people that just post and have very little in the description. Does the description, right, like having that translated in a lot of those keywords and topics, does that change the algorithm at all? Does that help? Does that hurt? Do you understand what I'm trying to get across there?
Yeah, you're gonna want to always put everything into the description. Like you can actually do it on the back end too when you're planning out your post. You can do that, but your caption, you always want to make sure that you have you can add the keywords at the bottom too. Say like if you're writing a caption and not all of them fit within, your industry, you can add the keywords at the bottom just like you would hashtags, but you're not actually going to use the hashtag symbol anymore. And you'll see that coming out more and more on people's posts, them using keywords instead of hashtags. So it might look weird at first, but that's what people are going to start doing.
All right, so the new norm is upon us. Get ahead of that curve there, guys. Like we've had multiple, social media or online experts now kind of tell us this same thing. Let's start taking note of this and getting ahead of this. Blair Soto, what do you got over there? Blair Soto with the great hair.
I love that. This is making actually, like, secret time, I did it yesterday and I slept on it and I literally woke up like this. But Emily, this has been so great. I just had a question about, I did a lunch and learn recently. I attended, I didn't host it, but the topic was social media and building your online presence, much like what you're talking about. But he had mentioned something to me and I haven't dug deep on it at all. But he had mentioned that boosting posts and running ads are 2 different things now. It used to kind of be one and the same. And then post is like a huge waste of time and that you should run an ad instead. Could you touch on that a little?
Yeah, no, that's a great question and great topic. A lot of people do kind of get confused on that. So boosting a post is when you're on your Instagram profile and say on your iPhone and you see the little thing in the corner that says boost post. You can add, $10, $15 to it. It's a very easy way to, throw some money at a post to increase the reach and the exposure of the post. You can't target the same people that you can if you run a back-end ad through Facebook. So it's not going to be as specific to, the demographic that you're looking for. Whereas the ads that we do on the back end of Ads Manager, which is like your ad manager account, you can add what people are interested in. You can add demographics. You can add what Facebook page they like. You can add people that liked Lululemon in the past 3 months. You can be super specific, and that's where it really is a game changer. So, I mean, people look at it differently. I would say you don't want to be boosting every single post that you post. It's okay every now and again, but Ads Manager is really the place that you're going to want to put your bigger budget towards.
That answer your question there, Blair Soto? Good. All right.
Awesome.
Robbie, I know that you had your hand up. What do you got for me, sir?
Yeah, hey, a question on how do you keep your Google page active? So apart from getting reviews and everything, updating with new pictures and everything, what else can we do to make our Google page, profile page more active?
Yeah, good question. Are you posting any kind of updates on your Google page?
No, I am not.
Okay, so that would be the one thing. If we do Google management, and what we do is we'll go in there once a week and add an update to our Google profile. So this helps anyone looking at your business, showcasing more about it. So as a real estate agent, you can kind of get creative with it and add different updates on there. But it tells Google that you're an active business. That's what it's doing. So the content doesn't necessarily matter as much as, it's telling Google, hey, we're open, we're active, and we want your business. So I would say posting updates, a couple times a month would be the way to go.
And when you say update, Google once a week, multiple times a month, is that like the description? Like, what are you talking about updating specifically?
Yeah, so if you go on your Google business page, or if you search any business and you scroll down, it's going to say Google updates, or business updates. And what you can do, it's like making a post on Twitter or Facebook. You can add pictures to it. You can just do text to it. And then all you do is hit submit. So it's going to be submitted into Google. It takes, anywhere from 10 to 25 minutes for them to approve it. And then it's live on your profile.
Okay. Very nice. Did that answer your question, Robbie?
It does, Larry. Thank you. I need to explore a little bit more on my side, but definitely yes.
And a part of this is right. And I think that we all have an issue with this when we get into social media. It's about progress, not perfection, right? Like start building. Like, I don't know if your page is ever going to be perfect, guys, because the algorithms are changing all the time. We're going to have to shift. We're going to have to adjust, and we're going to have to do different things, but start making small increments every single week, right? Like add a couple of things from last week, add a few more things this week, like take what you learned last week and, add in the weekly Google updates and stuff like that to it. And slowly but surely, you'll start to create your plan at the end of the day. Yes, Jeff, ready, fire, aim, right? Like, don't be like ready, aim, aim, aim. Oh, damn it, I missed the shot, right? Like it missed, right? Because the market changed. Like action, right? Like progress, not perfection, is where we want to be. Other questions, comments, concerns? So we have Emily's website and stuff there, so you guys can go to her website, take a look at like a lot of the things that she does for agents, companies, brokerages, and stuff across the country. A lot of you guys already know her because she handles all of my onboarding. Anytime somebody comes on, is like, hey, who onboards our agents? Like Emily is the only person that I refer to at this point in time, because we've continued to progress that and stuff so much that we really have it nailed down to be able to help agents with the smooth transition into kind of the EXP, getting all of their tools and systems set up and getting them into use at the end of the day. So we do a lot with Emily already and want to continue to grow that relationship with all of you guys, right? How do we all help each other do more business and stuff here and help everybody grow? So Emily, I thank you so much. Any last minute things that you're like, man, I can't leave without telling you guys this, Aggie? Like you've got some key takeaways and stuff like that already.
Yeah.
Anything else that everybody needs to know before we kind of wrap things up here for the day?
Well, just building off of what you said about social media profiles are never going to be perfect. And that's exactly right. I would say a lot of people think too hard about the content that they're posting, or they're too hard on themselves, that they don't love the video. They don't think the post of themselves, great, but people aren't looking at it as hard as you. And I try and say that to myself too. When I post, it's people are going to watch it for 60 seconds, 90 seconds, and then they're not going to think about it again. So you really want to put yourself out there and be consistent in posting content and try not to overthink about it, because that's people's main holdup of why they don't post on social media. And I would hate for you guys not to, take the opportunity of using your socials and growing your page to get more business, because you don't want to post yourself. And it just, don't take it too seriously.
Yeah, that is a big piece as well. I saw on here, I had saw Jeff post and I just reposted it in the chat box and stuff there. But Cabo 25, do you have the dates on that off the top of your head, Jeff? I haven't opened up the screen and stuff there. What are the dates on that?
Yeah, I do. It's March 11th through March 16th.
12th to the 15th,
March?
I thought.
No, well, yeah, the actual conference
Yeah.
event, I should say, is the excuse me, the
11th to the 16th, but the conference itself is 12th, ends on the 14th. It's actually 3 days,
Okay.
right, Jeff? I'm
yeah,
looking at it right now.
It's
Yeah,
3 days.
11th in the evening, and then the conference actually starts on the 12th, 13th, 14th. On the 11th, it's like travel day and a dinner, welcome dinner.
Beautiful. And guys, if you guys have not been, this is a huge mastermind. And this year probably have the biggest speakers that they've ever had. They have Ed Milet, they have Tom Ferry, I think they have Gary Brecka that's coming. Like, they have a huge lineup. And what it is you have like educational content and stuff in the morning. And Jeff can talk about this more. So Jeff, Justin, right? Like, then there's masterminding out by the pool, right? You're in Cabo, the sun's shining, right? You have a margarita in your hand, and you're learning from some of the other top agents and stuff in the country. So myself, I know Jeff is going. I know that I think Justin is trying to work that out and stuff there as well. But if you can attend, Joe Peterson, like, there is a lot of top producers from our group. One, it's a great event. We get to see each other limited, like, in person. And so it's always a great time to get together, and we get to surround ourselves with other people. So if there's any way that you can fit that into your schedule, like, it's a ton of fun, but you will get, like, Jeff every single time has produced way more in business than what it costs to go down there and get the, pay for the ticket and stuff like that. So I would highly recommend it at this point.
100%. And I had a great time at the same time. What's really nice about this event is the event is only those 3 days from 9 a.m. to noon. The rest of the day is free time, and that's when you go to the pool or wherever at Mastermind with all these top producing agents from all over the country and, in fact, the world, to be honest. So I seriously, my first year was in 21. I went 21, 22. My production hockey sticked, right, with growth. And then I missed 23, and I'm telling you, I feel it in my growth. So I'm really excited to go back, and I'm really excited to share with everybody, because it's an event for any realtor to go to. And by the way, it's kind of a family affair. A lot of agents are bringing their family, their spouses, girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever. So the rooms are the first to sell out, and it sells out pretty quick. So I know it's not till March, but seriously, if you're thinking about going, make the reservation for the room. If you decide not to go, cancel it, right? Anyway, it's going to be a great event. I'm excited.
Absolutely. So I wanted to make sure that we highlighted that there. Guys, we have holiday season coming up, right? Next week we have Christmas right in the middle of the week. The following week we have New Year. So we will not have a mastermind call for next Friday, the 27th or the 3rd. And then we're going to come back on the 10th and talk about kicking the year off right. It's all going to be like, okay, so it's the new year. We've set some things. How do we just not get excited for the first month? How do we keep that traction and stuff going? So that will be the main topic there for Friday, the 10th. Robbie, what do you got, brother?
I had a question. So I have started the mail campaign. Has been it's been going on for the last 5 months, and I've started to get some leads from it. I mean, again, these are cold right now. I wanted to see how if somebody can share tools that they have been using where they can fetch the contact details of these potential sellers so I can follow up. I tried one or two, but those numbers have been junk. So trying to see if somebody can share which has worked for them.
So Jeff, maybe Jeff, Robert, I know that you guys prospect quite a bit. Like, do you guys have any sources to gathering people's correct phone numbers, email addresses, and stuff that you guys use, or anybody else? It's just YouTube, like use a lot. You guys do a lot of prospecting and phone calling. Any ideas for Robbie?
I would suggest My Plus Leads for FSBO, expired, and pre-foreclosure. Those numbers are huge right now. So that's where I go for all my data.
Now, can you, so if Robbie has like a list of potential addresses and stuff, could he dump them into there and gather their personal, like, will it scrub and stuff on those sources?
No, they're more of a lead providers. They scrub it themselves and then provide us with name, address, phone number, all the DNA of the property, and also the remarks of the property to give us everything we need before we start prospecting. I'm not sure if it'll scrub existing leads he has.
So what we use, we've been through everything. Spokeo, been verified. Spokeo, and tell us what we found works best and is the most cost effective is called BEN, BEEN verified. I'm going to drop the link in the chat box, but BEN verified we've been using, gosh, for almost 2 years now, and it's been awesome. So, and it's got really good data. So that's, you can drop in an Excel spreadsheet of 500 numbers, or you can do it manually. You can what's nice is you can print for free. Some of the companies charge you if you want to PDF it, but this one lets you PDF or print the whole everything, the job history, criminal history, all kinds of good stuff. So yeah, BEN verified. I'm gonna look for
BEN verified, Jeff, is awesome. I had a seller that they abandoned their home, and so I went to BEN verified, pulled up their new address, literally went and knocked on their door. Instead of getting foreclosed on, we helped them short sale. So BEN verified's solid.
There you go, Robbie. So you might want to test that one out there, brother.
Yeah, will do. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I'm putting it in the chat box right now.
Thank you for that, Jeff. Valerie, what you got over there, Queen?
Oh, I have a quick question for Emily, and please forgive me if we've already kind of gone through this. I jumped on a little bit late. I just had a question about if we were an agent and we were just starting on our whole social media presence and just starting to get into this and had kind of started, hey, an Instagram and a Meta account, and we didn't have everything all linked up. Would y'all like create it for us and kind of create, hey, this is a seamless, fix the errors with our page? Is that a service that y'all offer?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you need help too with that, I can send you steps on how to link the account too. You're just gonna go, it's honestly, it's pretty simple, but Facebook kind of hides it in a way. So if you need help, if you want to shoot me an email, I can drop my email in the chat box too. I can definitely help you with that.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, because I want to be able to get something that I can give to you and like, oh, hey, without it being like, okay, hey, here's an Instagram and here's this, and then I created this Meta page, and now this one doesn't sync with this one, and it's just like I'm challenged in all aspects of it. But
nice.
It's important to create.
Absolutely. And when you do have them linked, it's nice because when you post on one, it's going to automatically go to the Facebook page too. So you kind of knock two birds out with one stone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, guys, one of the things I want to highlight just with social media and stuff in general, right, is everybody is on social media at this point. This should be a way for you to connect even further, build stronger relationships with all of your clients, right? It is a free database, and there's companies that teach you how to use social media as a database and stuff with birthday messages and this and this and this, right? Like, you still need to call, you still need to reach out, you still need to text and build rapport, but that is a way for your testimonials for them to verify everything that you tell them, right? That is why we post our daily number of closings. right, our new agents every single day because we talk about this growth and the great experiences. Now we're doing testimonials, right? So that tells other agents that I'm talking with that it's not bullshit, right? Like when Jared Ruffner, one of the top producing agents there in Washington, like gives this 5-star review of how this increased his business so much, right? Like people tend to listen, except for Mark Reber. He doesn't listen, but it takes him a little bit longer. It's all right. It's all right. But seriously, like this is where, you know, you're telling your clients and stuff this, and that's where you follow up, right? That's where you post all of this to verify everything that you guys are doing, and you stay in front, even if you miss a phone call, even if you miss a text, where they're still seeing you come up. And so this is where we have a plan, right? We have a business plan, we have a marketing plan, and we follow through every single day, making progress and stuff on that. Anything else, guys? Man, well, if I don't talk to you before then, guys, have a wonderful holiday week next week for anything that you guys celebrate at that point. We have New Year's the next week. Have an amazing new year. Ring in with family, friends, whoever else you want to hang out with at the end of the day. And then we will be back here on the 10th, really setting up for 2025. How do we make 2025 our best year ever? That is my goal for all of you guys, as well as myself. If I can help you guys, please call, text, or email me. I love you guys to death. Emily, thank you so much for jumping on and all that you do. Guys, thank you for joining, and really enjoy these next couple of weeks to set things up for 2025. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.
Hey, Larry, thank you so
Yes,
much
sir.
for an incredible year on this mastermind, dude. You've changed many lives this year just on this consistent Friday morning. Thank you, brother.
Absolutely, guys. And here's the thing, 2025 is going to be even fucking bigger, right? Like this is the time for us to lean in and capitalize on everything that we've been building out. So look, this is only successful because all of you guys show up. All of you guys add content and value and stuff as well. This is not one person, one thing. This is the community that we've built together. So thank all of you guys. Have a wonderful holiday. We'll talk to you soon. Happy holidays, guys.
Happy holidays, Larry.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.